Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for dropping by. A very special review going out today to one Bismarck. Very happy birthday to you, good sir. I remember you kicking my butt on Injustice as the Martian Manhunter, and I will definitely be having a bounty today in your honour, good sir. Well, Netflix again, really knocking out of the park at the moment. This is Extraction. This is coming to us from Sam Hargraves, his big directorial feature film debut. I found out he did actually, in fact, direct a few shorts prior to this, and this is actually coming from a graphic novel called Ciudad, Ciudad, I believe, and I found out it's actually Spanish for city, and you kind of get the reference as you're watching the film that yes, it does in fact take an entire city to raise one child. It's kind of an allegory of sons and fathers, as you'll see through watching the film, kind of almost Road to Perdition-esque, which is quite lovely. Obviously as well, the Russo brothers, as you might have heard, heavily involved in this film. This is written by, in fact, Joe Russo, one of the Russo brothers, and he and his brother Anthony are down on here as producers, along with one Chris Hemsworth, playing Tyler Rake in this film, in fact. And there is a really fantastic nod to kind of the fact of kind of how unusual that last name is, but you will not forget it, as there is a fantastic scene in this film involving someone's head and a rake in one of the early action scenes from the movie. And believe you me, that will stick with you for quite some time. Excuse the pun there. But how is it? It's very good. The action is fast and it's very quick. It's kind of got the feeling of kind of that kind of Die Hard element, so it's kind of more kind of old school. You kind of got that kind of steady, kind of shaky cam. So a lot of those chase sequences very early on are phenomenal. I was quite concerned though. I was worried that this was going to become a question of kind of what my sister likes to refer to as the sort of man-bear style of acting, where it's lots of grunts and grizzles and him just shouting orders and mumbling along with the kind of words and drinking heavily. But we do, luckily, thanks to the additions of the cast, get some cathartic moments to spend with them, so open up the film a bit more, and rather it be kind of like a dumb sort of hard grizzled sort of just a sort of action slugfest of just constant bullets and fists flying out throughout the air. There is a young life at risk in the film, hence the title Extraction. He's been sent in as a kind of mercenary operative to go and help this young man. And I've got some notes here. I do apologise. I'm going to read off something. I do really try my very best not to butcher the names here. But so he's trying to rescue Ovi in the film, whose father basically has called out for help, basically to have his son extracted so he can be brought in away from the big bad in the movie, played by Randeep Hoodia, playing Saju, who's particularly menacing, as you can see in the background there, who is kind of the big time mobster in the film. I always use that expression, big bad. I think it comes from watching End of Watch many years ago, for Big Evil. So every time I sort of watch action films like this, I always think of the big bad, Big Evil, sort of affiliate the two. But he's phenomenal. He's very scary. He gets lots of people to kind of do his bidding in the movie, as well as sort of a lot of the local sort of young sort of kids or hoodlums, sort of street rats, if you want to refer to them in that regard. Basically to sort of do his sort of dirty work. Kind of has that kind of City of God sort of esque feel to it, which is really, really great. And the young boy actually accompanying Chris Hemsworth, who is the one trying to be rescued, played by Radhikesh Jaiswal, he is excellent as Ovi. He's very good. I've not seen him in anything before. I'll be hoping that from this he'll continue to get more work off the back of this. But he does add some of that levity really needed to sort of sympathise with the Chris Hemsworth Tyler Rake character, which is very important. But there is also a fantastic moment sort of halfway through the film where David Harbour, Mr. Hellboy 2019 himself, does also turn up to have a drink with him. And I think that was much needed actually by that point. I kind of felt a bit sort of petered out from all the constant chasing and running in the movie, so that was really handy to have. It's worth your watch, definitely. You could do worse this weekend to have something like this to sort of peruse over. It's not going to blow you away. It's not wholly original, but it is a good feel-good time. It's a real popcorn movie. And at the moment, with the current climate that we're in, Obviously it's going to feel even bigger and more substantial from the fact that unfortunately we can't obviously go to cinemas at the moment. So to have this now at this time is fantastic. So, a big shout out to them to obviously have it at this time. I don't know if it was always planned to come out around about this sort of time. I believe it probably was. I know they have a sort of constant stream of scheduling and sort of updates continually for services like Netflix, but to have it now is really, really good. I mean, I'd rather have it than not, basically. It's worth your viewing alone, just like I said, for the action sequences. The chases are brilliant. I would have wanted some more kind of background or motivation. I mean, there is enough there. I mean, it's very sort of simple, point A to point B. It is a story of redemption. Something happened a long time ago, without giving away any spoilers, to Tyler's character. He lost his own son while he was only 6 years old, and for him to now extract Ovi in Bangladesh, where this film is shot, means so much to him, kind of as a redemptive point, as a father figure. And we do constantly throughout the movie, in a great way, have a sort of viewpoints of different types of fathers, even from the big evil himself, as he sort of resides over his kingdom and sort of ordering around these sort of underlings, young people especially, to do his bidding and sort of passing over his sort of coins of words of wisdom, as it were, from what he experienced, obviously, to try and get them to be more regimental and be better killers for him, which sounds horrible, but again, that's what he knows. It's nature nurture, so it's something to really ponder and think about while you're watching this film. So it does make you think about, are we just a product of our environment, as we often hear, or is it that it's something innate in us to be maternal, or is it obviously corrupted over time? But there is some really, really great moments, quieter moments as well, which I think really help this film. In particular, Ovi's character, the young boy, seen kind of nervously sort of playing piano with his fingers mentally to sort of keep himself calm, and that in itself is such a fantastic sight to see, and sort of builds up more of the interplay between he and Tyler Rake, Chris Hemsworth character. Overall, I think it's solid. I'd give it like a very good recommendation of 6.5 out of 10. It's, like I said, it's not going to be something that's going to really keep you thinking thereafter. It will stay with you initially. It's going to definitely get you thinking and feeling about kind of what they're going for, and the visceral and all the action and the intake and the energy that's been taken into this film, which is really, really fantastic, especially on the streets of Bangladesh, when you see them running through the crowds and the vehicle chases and the use of the weapons. And you're constantly thinking, is this kind of like a situation where we had, like, with someone like, say, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Commando, where isn't it unusual how no one can seem, there's so many guys after them, he and Ovi, as they're running through the street and the buildings and the blocks and things, but no one can seem to just hit them. And he's a large moving target, but they always seem to just narrowly miss. Isn't that fantastic in action films, how we kind of just we flow with that? But it's become a sort of running trope or sort of meme sometimes. But you will obviously, in the guise of things like the Bourne series, which we've seen not too long ago, and the recent James Bonds, you will see him get disheveled and more beaten up as the film goes along, which is also very credible and sort of seemingly makes it feel realistic, which is good, obviously. And it's great to see him bounce back from that. And we want to cheer for him and root for him to succeed in getting Ovi out to the extraction point, as it were, or will he? But I won't say much more about that, because obviously that would be potentially a spoiler. Do check it out. It's available now on Netflix. Extraction out today. I would just say, obviously, as well, go in with an open mind, and you should definitely enjoy it. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in for the review. Please do continue to be excellent to each other. Stay safe during these times of uncertainty, and join us for more later this week. Obviously, this is coming up soon for Streets of Rage 4. I'm going to be doing a big first impressions for that. If you're a Switch owner as well, with 2 huge events on right now. There's one for Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is involving the spirits from Trials of Mana, which is available now as a spirit event, and Tetris 99 is also running a Ring Fit adventure challenge. So there is lots to be doing this weekend. Obviously, do try and get outside as much as possible. Get a little bit of sunshine while you can, and like I said, please do stay safe. Hope to see you all soon. Thank you all so much. Take care. Bye.